Well, great evening to you all. I hope that you've all woken up this morning super grateful to be alive again another day in this experience. And I hope you set that high vibe by telling yourself that you're grateful, by telling yourself you're amazing, you're strong, you're capable. Set that vibe for your day so that you can easily flow like water over rocks, no matter what is coming at you. Okay, it's really important to do that. I had another great day of the summit, and I had really awesome connections made, and I had really, these summits are great. They fuel you with greatness. You make great connections. There's a lot of like-minded individuals there, and it just validates that, there's a lot like me out there in this world, a lot. And I'm super blessed to finally be connected with all these like-minded individuals. Literally. It's hard to find fuel for your fire where there is none. So you have to go outside of your reach. And once you find that fuel, holy shit, look out, because you're ready to burn down the house. Literally. Anyway, guys, I got to announce that my book covers are in. Completed, done, ready to roll. And so the stall right now is I have decided that I'm going to attach workbooks to my new publish of the books. So that over the next couple of days, aside from Tony Robbins' Summit that I'm going to jump onto, the Time to Rise Summit, because boy, is it time for me to rise. So, but I already know that. I was channeled that I've been hidden for way too long. The world's ready for me now. So that's why, I'm stepping up the books. I'm not just going to republish with new covers. I'm going to take every single book and I'm inserting workbooks included into these books now for republishing. So I'm excited. It's going to take me a couple of days to get them all accomplished and done, but guess what? Nothing stops me. And the way I roll is I can get a whole bunch done in a day more than, the average. So I'm proud of that. And I'm proud about everything coming into play perfectly. Everything is in divine timing. You can't rush anything. There's always a bigger picture at play. But you just got to step up into your role in the big picture. Literally. You can't play small. You can't conform to other people's expectations of yourself. You cannot sway or change who you are, because you are important and you're a part of the big picture. And every unique being, no matter who you are, or no matter how insignificant you may feel when it comes to your participation in the world, you are needed. Your individual signature is bringing something to the planet that nobody could bring but you. That's how badly you're needed. No matter what you have going on in your mind, whatever you've got going on in your life, it does not matter. You're important, just like we all are. And there's no one person on the planet that plays a bigger role than another. We're all equals. We're all one. Really. And that's why it's really important for people who do have the knowledge to come out here and share it. If it was ever about the money for me, I never would have sat here for the past year and a half giving out free information. It's about the impact that it makes on people's lives. That's what I'm about. I've never been money motivated. For me, it's impactful change for the world. That's what's needed. People to feel empowered instead of crushed. For people to find their purpose and their passion instead of living a life that is not filling their heart and driving them to the ground. And until we realize and assess our own individual beings and be self-accountable for the thoughts and ideas that we have, that we don't even express to the world. See, the majority of the time, this is stuff going on inside that you do not share to the world. Well, wouldn't you love to be okay all the time, no matter what? Because I know the shift for me is real, and I know that I am okay now, no matter what. But it took me 45 years of not being okay to decide to stand firm in who I am and to figure myself out and to allow my innate power to be my force of fuel and nothing but. Well, I'm forever grateful that I did. No matter what I've lived, it doesn't matter the experience and what I've lived. All that is done for me is given me skills and know-how. And a whole lot of I know what I want from what I don't. And you gotta live and experience these things, no matter what it is. But according to the law of the universe, you gotta remember also that there is no good and bad. The experience is unique to you. So how you choose to allow that to affect you is of your mere choice. And a lot of people say, no, because this happened, so I feel like this. But why do you react the way you do? You've been trained that was the appropriate response. When you find the peace and stillness and love within your being for you primarily, you're not going to allow your body to be in unnecessary states of not being okay. Really. But you have to identify whether your thoughts are helping you or hindering you. You have to identify whether you are functioning from the programs installed or from your power of your heart. You know that. Simple. How do you figure that out if you're really blinded to it? Well, listen to what you say. Before that thought becomes a word, there's a pause. Sit in that pause and identify. Look at what you are thinking. Ask yourself, is this thriving, these thoughts? Or are they pushing me into surviving? There's a big difference. My thoughts created survival in me for years. Thinking I wasn't good enough. Thinking I'd never make it. Thinking that I'd never be loved and accepted. Thinking, you know what my biggest change for me all of my life was? Was having my spiritual awakening and feeling love for the first time in my life. Like I said, I gave birth to 2 children. Yes, I love them unconditionally. But the magnitude of love that's fueling us is a whole different story. It's not of this planet. It knows no restriction. It knows no suffering. It's a thriving force that we innately have, all of us. This is the state that you were born in. Well, this is the state that I'm back to. My life experience no longer scars me. Doesn't matter. I got the physical scars, but there's 0 emotional scar, and there's 0 spiritual scar, and there's, listen, hey, it's all a mere choice. Literally. Everything in life is a simple choice. And you make choices, thousands of them every day. But your choices also are going to be in patterns according to the way that your brain is working. And this isn't to put anybody down, because I tell you, my mind used to be what I call a scrapyard. Scraps of stored emotions, scraps of, what everybody else put there but me. No. That's why I sat out here for many lives saying, delete. It no longer exists, except for in your own being. And you can do that. It's a mere choice. I just stand up for myself and say, no matter what I've lived, well, that's the magnitude of the power I have to get through anything. None of that stopped me from becoming who I am today. It actually fueled who I became today. How I see myself now is very different than the perception that I had of my own being according to what others believed about me. Literally. That was the biggest shift, is realizing that I am not my thoughts. I am not what I say, and I am not what I do. That is all just merely producing my reality. I did research. I didn't have the money to sign up for any programs. So I did all of the investing in myself by hitting all of the accessible knowledge that I possibly could. Thank God for Dr. Joe Dispenza, I tell you that. Because it was only because he had healed his spine and able to walk without surgery and having a metal plate put in his spine that said, oh, okay, if he can do that, well then, I definitely can, because what makes him and I different? Absolutely nothing. You see? So I just applied. It's not something, when you learn, but you got to apply it to your life. You can't just learn for the accumulation of learning, because nothing's wasted. Absolutely nothing's wasted. So every day you have that choice to apply all the learning that you've acquired in your life for your benefit. Don't create thoughts within your being from your experience. It's just like, look, I love to use the example. When you were young and you took on many different little jobs or school or programs or whatever, when you look back on your CV, you're not sitting there kicking yourself about all of the skills that you've acquired during your life. All of that you understand has built you up to be capable to take on whatever job you are seeking out next. All right? So without all of these learning, acquiring over your time, and without having the skills, and without doing certain things for your own being, you wouldn't have the know-how today. You know what you've lived personally. You know what you've been able to accomplish and get over in your life. Maybe you doubted yourself through it, but we've all been in positions where we felt at that moment in our crisis or disaster that we could not get through it. But now when you sit back and you look at those events, can't you pat yourself on the back knowing that you did? It doesn't matter if you've had a hard life. You can do absolutely anything that you want for yourself by tapping into your innate power of your being. You have it, I have it, and everybody walking on the planet has it. That's your gift from the universe on a daily basis. But what you do with that is of your own free will. I don't want you guys to look at your life as if it has crippled you or broken you, because it hasn't. Your life in totality up until today, up until this point, has been your learning. And nothing but. Yeah, we've all had hard times. Yeah, things have impacted us differently. We've all had severe effects according to what we've allowed for ourselves. Okay, so that makes you human. Nothing but. Makes you human. What you really innately believe about yourself is what matters. It doesn't matter what anybody else is thinking. But you got this. You got to self-identify. Start being self-accountable for the things that you are maintaining within your being. Your thoughts are things. They're producing feelings. Well, you know whether you're thinking right or not. You know whether your thoughts are destructive or empowering, because you feel the effects of them. So it doesn't matter what I sit and tell you. What matters is how you remain to feel by mere thought alone. You got to take the time to assess it and accept it in order to correct it. So you have to accept that you have been producing destructive thoughts in order to rewrite them into constructive thoughts. And then hopefully, honestly, I hope you get to a point where you just don't think at all. Unless it's, I can't even finish that sentence because I'm at the point where I don't think. My brain and my energy is my first brain. My heart is my brain. And it only gives me two feelings, just like everybody else's. And yes, it has just as many neuroreceptors on it as your brain does. Well, you feel from your heart first, all the time. And that's going to give you two sensations. Either it's going to make you feel good or it's not. There's no thinking involved there. The thinking comes into play when you start asking your own being why you feel like that. Well, your feelings are supposed to be warning signs for you. Nothing but. Your emotions are supposed to restabilize your being. But if you're staying in your heart space, you got nothing to restabilize your being about. And if you stay out of your head and let it work for you the way it should, you got nothing to restabilize in your being. Stay calm within yourself. You know the peace that surpasses all understanding? Well, that's the peace that I contain within my vessel 24/7 a day. It doesn't matter what I'm living. And it doesn't matter my observations, my interactions, my circumstance, situation, or scenario. I am calm waters, as above, so below, so within, so without. I'm calm, and I flow like water. Smooth, with ease, no restriction there, because water will always find its way, no matter what. That's what I'd like you guys to be able to do too. And if you need help, well, hey, like I've said, reach out. Simple as that. But you got to make some simple choices for yourself, because you're only feeling the way that you do by your choice alone. Everybody says, no, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of this. Okay, no, it's not. It's because you choose to keep refueling this state of your being and then taking it on as your identity. Literally. Yeah, that's why people fall into chronic depression. This is why people fall into chronic anxiety. This is why they fall into chronic drug problems and alcoholism. It's because they assume the state as their self-identity. Yeah. Well, that's okay, because I thought I was depression, and I thought I was anxiety, and I thought I was just the bottom of the pit because of what everybody else did to me all my life. But nah, why would I choose that state for me? I won't. I know that I can choose to be okay no matter what. It's a mere choice. No matter what I'm living, It's a mere choice. But I refuse to accept any feeling or any state of being or any mindset to be controlling me. No. I control me. By what? By the power of the Most High. And I refuse any less of a state of being for myself. Why would I want to accept feeling any less than who I am or what I can do? I won't. I have more great qualities than not. So why would I not stay on the great side of the fence? I will. And that's what I'm hoping for all of you guys too. that you change your destructive thoughts to constructive ones. Because you can, by a mere choice. You change all of your I can'ts. Take that word out of your vocabulary. Make a conscious choice to yourself that you will not speak it or think it. Simple choices. Oh, well, I realize that, once I start noticing it, I realize how much I say it. Okay, good. Now stop it. Oh, I can't. Well, because you keep telling yourself that. So you're installing a pattern by the things that you are saying to yourself. Your thoughts are either helping you or they're hindering you. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. So genuinely, you got to self-assess because nobody's in your brain but you. So what happens? We have all these thoughts and half of them we don't speak about. Well, they're still producing feelings within you. And half the time it's the shit that we don't say that makes us very sick. And that's a choice too. Can't accept that for yourself. When you feel something, you need to address it. Don't be distracted by it because there's a good TV show on or you're rushing to a meeting or this or that. Fuck all that shit. Nothing is more important than your well-being. And if you don't handle it, well, your body will handle it for you by storing it in the back of your brain with the emotion that it made you feel until you go deep in there and unpackage it. You don't want to have to do that for yourself too. You know how many people get sick, end up on the edge of death like I was and not even realize what was stored in their being? From the trauma and the abuse and hey, come on. Nobody should have to carry that poison in them. But we do it until we correct it. That's the way I see it. Our thoughts can either fuel you for growth or they can poison you and kill you. Why would I want anybody to be stuck feeling like that? I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to be in the middle of a mess and everybody just tell you that you're fucked up and that you have no hope in hell and that you're going to die anyway. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like for family to write me off. I know what it feels like to be the odd man out. I know what it feels like to have nothing but shit being thrown my way by everybody. Come on. Literally. So, I know what that's all about. Because I myself had to live it. But this was an accumulation of living up to what everybody else wanted for me. My life isn't about conforming to what anybody else wants for me but me. Whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's whatever. Let them do whatever the fuck they want to do or say. But I got to do me at some point. No matter what I've lived. Well, you all have to do the same. And don't let anything from your skills and know-how of experience to stop you. Because that's all been your learning. Literally. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up because that call right there, I gotta make that call back. It's pulling on my heartstring. Okay, I love you all. Get the best thinking in order for yourself. Because there's nobody you talk to more than your own self in a day. So really look at the things that you are telling yourself. You must, in order to correct your thinking. I love you all. Have a great night. Peace.